what we do not accept is the very, the very hands-off approach or trying to excuse people who are being paid using public resources. Maybe let's hear from Senator Omtata, then we can agree on how to proceed.
I think, Chair, we are dealing with a classic case of where procurement is voided and then money is diverted. Because there's no way it cannot be dismissed. Where is the approval by the Auditor General, by the Control of Budget? It goes into dismiss. So the procurement, if it was a valid procurement, then it would have been done within the dismiss process. But I think we have a case whereby certain procurements were voided, and then the money was used on unbudgeted expenditure. And I think what we should be asking the governor is how many procurements were voided during the period under review. And you might find that those procurements tally with the amount of money, the mismatch in the dismiss system. Because once the money is voided, then to spend outside the dismiss, maybe they are not smart enough to go and cross-check what the dismiss was providing for. And this is why the problem is. So, Chair, I think you need to ask the Auditor General if they looked at the question of voiding in the dismiss system, how many procurements were voided, and where did that money for the voided procurement go? Did it remain in the county revenue account, or was it spent? And I'm suspecting that this is the money that was spent, because you see a lot of 0000 here. These are procurements that were done without prior approval of the Control of Budget. They were just done outside totally outside the law. And that's why then when you go back to Article 229, Clause 6, you are auditing these people for lawfulness and value for money. You don't just audit for value for money. You must first of all audit and confirm that the procurement was lawful. Then now see whether there was value for money. But if you only ask audit for value for money, you end up with this kind of situation, whereby procurements are being made outside the law, and you are validating them by saying all we need. The only problem we have is balancing the figures. The problem is bigger. The problem is violation of the law. The Auditor General, the Control of Budget did not approve these procurements. That's why they are not in dismiss.
Senator Methu.
Honorable Chair, I find the statement that has been made by Senator Okoiti contradictory to what the Auditor General is saying. Because what I've heard from the Auditor General is that from the physical receipts, you can confirm that 246 million was used on oil and lubricants, nothing else. You know what Senator Okoiti is saying, that this money could be used to have bought something else.
Point of order, Chair.
Let's allow him to. Let's just allow him to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finish. Okay.
Senator Methu.
There's a reason why I was actually going to give you information. That's not what he said.
No. Let's allow Senator Methu to conclude.
But he's here. You confirm whether that is what he said or not. But the more substantive question, which I am sure, and it must be addressed, why is it then very difficult to post these expenditures on the IFMIS, and does this response of the county that the issues that made them not post are historical? There's something that they said to be the reason. There are technical errors that have built over time. That is the reason why these 246 cannot appear on the IFMIS. Does that response of the county answer to this question of why this money has not been posted on the IFMIS?
No, Chair, because
no, just leave it there. I wanted you to confirm that this response cannot stand to be the response of why this money has not been posted. I am canvassing around the point, Honorable Chair, that there is something and somebody in Narok that is not that is being paid for doing nothing, or that is not is not doing what he's supposed to. Why he has, he is not earning for what he is supposed to be doing. Because I wish then the variance was that out of these 250, they have posted maybe like 150, so the variance is 100. But looking at all these figures, the balances are huge balances. So,
Yeah. I think the general conversation here, both parties tend to agree that there's a problem. Where we are disagreeing is on how to solve the problem. Your approach of writing a letter to Treasury is not sufficient, and it is not leadership. We must define more measurable interventions. We cannot say that a letter was written and then the matter is resolved. Because even if it requires invocation of Article 2265, we can call the persons who had responsibility at that point in time. But we need very clear, actionable, measurable interventions over and above this letter. I think that's how we are going to get a solution here. Senator Omtata.
In fact, the letter is an attempt to bury the problem. But it's basically arriving at a conclusion that the problem is of a technical nature. The problem is of a criminal nature. Yes. There's a criminal mind in the county government that is diverting funds, and through the diversion, we are likely not to get proper accountability. So to me, it is a law enforcement issue that I think the letter that was written already locks out a lot of things. It says we have just incapacity, splitting incapacity. Yes. Yet what I'm seeing is sabotage. Somebody is sabotaging the county government of Narok, is sabotaging the people of Narok, and is and using like these receipts. Look at where the receipts are coming from, fueling petrol stations. These are receipts you can manufacture. You see. So we must get this matter down. And this is another matter that I think should be handled by law enforcement to find out where this money went and why it was misused. Because for me, it's criminal conduct. It's not technical incapacity. If anything, he's very smart. He knows what the technical issues are.
Now, members, we must make progress. Governor, we agree on the problem. We disagree on the solution. You have heard what the senator said. We have even asked whether you've appointed someone to do this job. And you have seen that we are frustrated that the person you have employed is not doing the job. And ultimately, as a CEO, you take responsibility. Can you reframe or restate what you're going to do to solve this problem? Because whereas the Auditor General says they have seen receipts, but does the controller of budget have visibility over that spending if it is outside IFMIS? Maybe let's listen to Nancy, controller of budget.
Thank you, Chair. From the controller of budget, I want to state that IFMIS works. We use IFMIS and we always get an unqualified opinion on our financial statement. So for any system, garbage in, it's garbage out. So I don't know if it's a capacity issue. And then at control of budget, we receive the ID extract to support the exchequer request. Now, after that, now the county goes to spend. So the actual payment is what now we do not have the